Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourself and having a great start to the week, wherever you are in the world. We're going to be doing a champion showcase today for a champion that we've recently completed as a fusion, and I wanted to kind of take him into the arena and really play with him in the arena because I feel like he's going to be a great champion for arena just by looking at his kit. So obviously we're talking about the champion that we all completed. Today was going to be a free-to-play kind of style of team that we'll use in arena, and I wanted to kind of just touch on this as a video for this. I will be covering another video for him in P versus E, pretty much once I've got my Hydra keys back, and we'll change some stuff. Now, I'm going to build you with him today. I don't normally do this for videos, but I feel that you guys can kind of understand. I've also been asked, more questions have been asked by how to use a HH tool and how I use the optimizer to build champions. Now, we're going to look at Mad Hatter for today. And the reason why I'm looking at him for the arena is mainly for two parts. One, because there's a passive ability, which is super juicy. Every 10 turns taken by an ally will heal them by 20% of the max HP, which is not really why I'm looking at it. It's this ability here. So every 6 turns taken by enemy placed by a true fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. And then if there is multiple, only this will only be activated once. So this is super strong because obviously if they're faster than you, this could be really impactful for you. So like Arbiter will do one, which will do 1 turn. It takes 1 turn, and then once they take a few turns, then you're cut in with Mad Hatter. So I'm going to showcase him today in a team that's going to be a speed team, which would also work and also help you kind of save the fight from his passive ability. And this is how I'd recommend building him for arena. We've booked him up fully, which is also pretty good. So we also have a turn meter fill of all allies here on all enemies as well. We also have like a ally attack, which could be super juicy if it's like a free hitter for example, which could be great. And then if we have like a debuff spread on this as well, he's HP base as well. Obviously, he's quite prone to polymorph, so we'll need to deal with that. And um we also have a option to put a blessing on him. Now, I will be looking at some options here as a 5-star blessing. Personally, he would be okay for live arena in the lower tiers, but where I am in the game, he won't be any good for me personally because he just doesn't do like what a queen does, and the Queen of Hearts, sorry, which would cut in and do a strip. He doesn't do a strip, so he's not going to be that useful against Sifi, unfortunately, and it's on turns, not on buffs, which is also another factor to take in consideration. So there is a few blessings that you can take on him for this style of build. Today we're going to take Lightning Cage because we're going to take the sets that we want to protect, and because we potentially are going second, we really want to go ahead and protect our buffs, to protect him against polymorph and etc. You could also take Intimate Presence if you're not taking any Intimate Presence in your team. If you're like a mid-game player or anything like that, and you're struggling with the speed meta, you can take Intimate Presence. You can also take Template Chains to kind of make it more useful, so you can jump in with the ally attack or the increased turn meter as well. You can take Life Harvest to kind of destroy the max HP, which could be useful. Obviously, Polymorph is probably second in line after Lightning Cage in his style of build in a go second team. Could be a bit stronger in go seconds if you was going to use them there. I think they're the ones I would recommend. Let me know down in the comments what other blessings you would use for P versus P for Mad Hatter overall for that. So we're going to go on to the How Hades link, and we're also going to build them out. I already started building them out already, so I apologize beforehand. So I've already gone ahead and started building them out. So we've gone 4-piece pinpoint. We're also going to go a stone skin build because we want to survive the nukes. So we're going to go 4-piece pinpoint with 4-piece stone skin. The stone skin helps with survivability, and a pinpoint which will help the survivability, help this passive get in effect. And then we're also looking at the 4-piece pinpoint to protect him from the polymorph because he's putting out quite a few debuffs indeed. Then for glyphs, if we wanted to, we can go for like 4 and 10. I'm not going to do it for today's video. Then we are going for a balanced build on the thing because I'm looking for mainly speed and accuracy. You could also go with the speed and accuracy, then survivability for go second if you wanted to. But this is what we're going to prioritize for today. We're going to prioritize the speed on the highest of this, and then we're going to open up the team. I don't know if I've got any gear available for this style of build, so I'm hoping that we do, because they're quite high stats, to be honest, and at my level they are quite high. So I guess we'll try and steal some gear if we can avoid stealing from certain champions, which could be quite useful. Okay, my gear's now free to play, it looks like. So we need to lower the stats, so we're gonna go 325 with that, and then have a look at that overall. Might be the Night Rev faction banners, might not be that good on pinpoint. So we have 500 accuracy here with 339 speed. That is perfectly fine. We're going to use this gear here. We're using Commodus, Marius, and 2 Warlord pieces, which is perfectly fine. Looks like we can't equip the gear for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and close down Raid and then open it back up and see what we can do here. That's all we do, the optimizer there. It's not really so much of a tool on how to use optimizer. It's just what I would do for these style of builds. It's very, very simple. You could go a bit more into the maths for sure for this. I'm not too picky, to be honest. I know what stats I want anyway. So we're looking for the raid screen whenever it's going to load up. There we are. Okay, so we can take this. And then we can go to the Manhattan build. We'll explain the masteries in a second. I'm going to go ahead and quit that. And then you can see the stats here. So he's actually jumped up in accuracy because of the blessing. So we can't have too much. We're going to roll this up to 16 for more accuracy if we can get it. Would be a nice piece. We'll leave the ring because it's not so important. And this is the build that we're going to run in today's champion showcase in the arena. I'm going to go ahead and put a team together. You guys can kind of go ahead and have a look at this. Now, the attack stats kind of sucks, but it's a really solid banner. You could definitely go into Optimizer and juice this up more. We have a great speed banner there. And then again, for the masteries, this is what we're running for the masteries right now, which is pretty juicy. Eagle Eye for that passive ability. And then everything else makes sense, like Master Hex for the A2. Cycle of Magic as well, and then just accuracy stats. Wisdom of Battle, really good against mythicals, and then Cycle of Violence, which I like to kind of get a bit more turn to if we get crit, and we should always get crit. So I'm going to go ahead and put a team together, find some teams in the arena to kind of showcase against, and then we'll have a look then together overall. Okay, so this is one of the teams we're going to showcase. It's speed versus speed. He should be faster than me with the aura passive. I do have some pretty fast builds. So yeah, this is what I've kind of come in with. Amads is a free-to-play champion because a lot of in-game players still have him from the Fusion, which was only last year in February. We're going to use Alice for today's showcase as well because she has a triple hit on A1, which will go nicely for his A2 when we can cut in if we are slower. This is the thing, like, if we're faster, we win. If we're slower, we also hopefully can win. Odin will be a bit tricky with a passive, there's no denying that. But it is worth noting with the True Fear, we might be able to do something from that ability. So we are faster, that is perfectly fine. We can kind of make this work with what we want. We're going to try and sheep Odin, even with pinpoint. I know we can't sheep him, but I want to try and just get rid of that pinpoint if we can, which will open up the True Fear. Now, he hasn't took any turns yet, so we won't be able to do anything. We can showcase this A2, which should team up with Alice, right? Which will be a double hitter on a A1. And there you go, 1, 2 there. Alice is then going to come in on her turns, and then you can use like this ability. You could use this ability, for example. And then you can see there we're going to do our damage pretty simple as we can go. Obviously Armads can be replaced with another turn meter boost champion as well. I don't really have another option. Actually, I do have another option as a turn meter boost champion, which we can kind of look at as well. I'm trying to avoid champions like Sigford and etc. I'm not trying to showcase him against like champions like Narcissus, for example, because I don't think this style of team would work that well. We can potentially, let's try this style of team. We can see that he's fairly fast. I want to use 40 gems. We can use Freya, because obviously, well, Freya is not a free-to-play champion, but she is probably a bit more accessible than Armads in some sense, because she was a bit newer overall. So that's only a turn meter boost champion I have is built. If I'm being honest, right now I have Sifi, but Sifi's definitely not there, and Sifi's like 450 speed, which is not going to be great for the showcase. We want that passive to kind of cut in. My Arbiter's 400, so that doesn't help. Freya is for Freya is what, like 430? Anyway, no, 403, sorry, 403. Armand's is 400 as well. Arbiter's 400. So anyway, we are going to use this one here. We're going to put that out. She will do the ally attack, which is pretty nice. So because we killed the Armads, what that does is it stops him locking down the team, right? Which is pretty juicy. Now, if he's in Stone Skin, she has a 80% chance to increase the duration of a random buff on a triple hitter. It does have a chance to hit a third time as well, if there's any skills on cooldown which you could kind of work with, as if you had like a warlord, for example, instead of the Freya, which you could also bring in. I don't have any of lockouts that's built, but we can come in and do this now, right? Which would be pretty nice. We can come in and take them down. Now, bear in mind, I'm not up high up in Classic Arena. I'm not far from Plat, but I'm definitely not in Plat yet. This is not a platinum team, right? This is just something you can use in Siege, 3 vs 3 arena type of strategy, and then something for classic arena strategy, especially if you're newer to the game and you're trying to climb up through the ranks. That could definitely be something that works. Now we have an Arbiter that's fully awakened. I haven't got no timid presence level 6. Don't know if we're going to be faster for sure. We can try it though. You can also pair them up with champions like Warlord, for example, as well, or any other type of lockout as well. You can also use the Termita to even speed tune as a second Termita boost champion instead of the Freya, for example, because you're going to increase all Termita by 20%. You could definitely speed tune that. The biggest threat here would be the Georgie. We got the pinpoint to protect us from the polymorph. Now we want them to take their turns as 2. And I'm actually just going to do the A3, which will go against Georgie. And then we'll hopefully see this passive come into play at some point. Whenever you're ready, girls, whenever you're ready, and boys, obviously. I really like that increased duration. Let me take out Georgie again. I'm trying to allow it. There we are. There's the True Fear. The True Fear goes on the ARB, which is super juicy. So you can definitely see with the style of build that we want to try and showcase that there is a lot of good use for this. Now we haven't proc the polymorph as well, which is another thing that you can take into consideration. We're also increasing the duration of our buffs and increasing the duration of their buffs as well, which is super juicy as well. You can never complain with that. I don't think he's an S tier champion in any means, but I think he's got a lot of good use, to be honest. Now we just wasted that ability, but you can see that a triple hitter with Alice is just so good. She has a few skills on cooldown. Now again, if you put a lockout champion with that, you would get that triple hitter straight away off the bat. So we're gonna go try that next as a idea, right? We have a Commodus there, which can just one-shot the whole team. I'm not going to play with a Commodus, but if we're looking at Gold 5 teams, obviously Maris is probably someone I'd stay away from as well. But now we have a Cleanser here, which could be something that interrupts the interrupters. Now, I know Warlord is not a free-to-play champion, but there is plenty of lockout champions inside Raidshadowlegends as legendary and epics, or even mythicals if you are lucky enough to have them. I've already done a video on all the types of lockouts that you can do, and I did do it. I will ping that down in the description. You guys can go check that out at your own discretion as well to kind of see Alex in her glory with a lockout that is not a warlord, for example. I'm just using a warlord now because actually he's not built. This warlord is not built. This is a bad fight. Let me go back out. Just took his gear, right? We just took his gear, and yeah, he's not built. I do have a second warlord built, so we'll use that one instead. Which team was it? Yeah, this one here. So we'll go ahead and use this warlord. This warlord's just got higher accuracy and is not in stone skin. The one I tend to use is in stone skin, which is super juicy and would be safer for this style of team. So we'll play the lockout here. And what this lockout would do is give Alice a triple hitter on that A1 because you'll see that skills will be on cooldown, right? So everyone's in stone skin right now. We've got lightning cage there. We've got lightning cage there. So we're going to try and get the duration on the stone skin there, which you would do, right? We get a triple hitter there. And you can see that the duration is kicked in. We also now can go ahead and kill him. We might lose Alice now due to the bombs, which would suck, but it's going to be one of the ones. All reaction procced on him, so stopped us killing him. GG, I guess. We'll play the A2. Now he's locked out. He can't really do anything other than whatever he does. We'll increase our buffs from the block buffs and shields, and obviously decrease theirs as well. And then we will have a look at everything else. We destroy the bombs. We'll do the big AoE. That's pretty juicy. And you can see that this team is fairly tanky. It's got a lot of survivability. It's got like shields, the debuffs, etc. But we can make this work through, even when we get resisted, we'll try and go ahead and make them abilities work for us if we can. This team is very, very solid, has that nuke, etc. available, which is very, very interesting. It's high resistance team as well. You could also use accuracy up as a option, or double ally attack, which could be also quite fun, which could be another way to use some stuff. So I've been saying increase the duration on these, decreases the duration on us. My apologies. Okay, so we'll go for a Songwong because then we get additional hit on the champions. That ability hits really, really hard, and then we're just gonna work on her, as you can see there, which is pretty nice. Everyone else is locked out. So you can definitely see that there, with the Mad Hatter, there is a couple of options to do, right? Which you can definitely make it work. You can also make her do her own stuff as well, which is pretty nice. I guess there is a lot of team synergies that you could do with this style of build, which we've already kind of seen. I'm probably going to get petrification on all the champions now. We're not being able to see the passive in so much, but yeah. Can we kill one? Kill two. There we go. That other ability is just so amazing, right? You can see there 500,000 damage coming in from Alice. Let's have a look for another team then, where we can maybe make like ally attack work, right? So let's have a look. We have like Odin team here. It's not very fast because there's no timid presence from what I'm looking at, even with Speeder. We're going to take him out, and then we're going to use ally attack champion. What we're going to try and do is use like ally attack with, or we can also use Necrid as well. Necrid would give you like the survivability for this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use Necrid. We're not speed tuned in any means here, so we might get cut in on. Warlord is kind of dangerous because of the lockout ability, which could hurt us pretty badly. So we can see there that we're completely locked out. So I do need to make the team faster in some sense. I would just wish we could also go high resistance. That's also no option. You can see that the pinpoint did its job, and protect us. Yeah, we're just slower. I'm probably going to win this fight with a different team. I didn't expect it to be so fast, to be honest, because of lack of blessings. There you are. Never judge anyone. I don't know this dude. He's a content creator, apparently. Don't know him. Is it anything good to attack? There's no damage dealer here. So I guess we can go something like this. So we need to deal with the Armads pretty quickly or we're toast. We have another cleanser as well. Obviously, if you can avoid teams with cleansers, that's going to really help you. Just seems to be pretty useful. So you can see here, we're going to be faster. So we're going to go ahead and take out the Armads like so. And he's going to get revived like that. Then we have, obviously, with this ability, we have an ally attack as well. Again, you can use Lady Makagi. Necro just gives us a bit more survivability, which is going to be super useful and impactful for us. And then I guess we are going to try and kill her. We'll try kill someone. Attacks all enemies. Let's have a go at this one. This one hits pretty hard. Boom, boom. That's through strengthen and weaken, by the way, yeah? That was through strengthen, weaken, and shields. Alice is a absolute menace. Honestly, if she was released a bit earlier in this game, she would be absolute S tier if she was released a couple of years before that. But you can see there's a true fear coming in from the Mad Hatter, which again I think is great. You can see that the passive is now on a cooldown. We are gonna try and kill them. There was a big heal as well, which is more of a P vs E ability, which will take into factors. And then we'll see this come into play, and she will go down with a nuke there. Another fairly tanky team, obviously no DPS, but fairly tanky champions with these two in here. But Father Life Pain is no joke for sure, and that is one thing to take into consideration, that she is no joke. Anyway, let's go take a little look at the builds that we're using for today. We'll mainly look at the free-to-play champions. In case you guys are kind of curious on what style of builds. Now, obviously, you don't need your Arbiter to be 400. Just make it fast as possible and then focus on that. Don't worry about accuracy. Accuracy is a bonus. So the main thing you're focusing on the speed there. And obviously, we could run it with the defense and HP and then the accuracy as well. You can come across here. I'm not actually going to show you all the gear on all the champions because Howhe's link is down in the description. We're using Book of Journal for extra turn meter as well. Team of Presence is definitely key for speed teams. That's what I was saying earlier. If you only have level 2 on your Arbiter, okay, maybe you take the level 5 on the Manhattan, right? These are the masteries as well. I'll show you the Alice build and I'll show you the Manhattan build as well because this video is getting a bit long and I need to try and keep it short and sweet. These are the masteries for Alice, which my big head is in the way. So we can go ahead and look at this. And then we obviously have Lightning Cage to protect the Stone Skin. We just have this for a bit of extra damage. There's definitely better relics out there, so please don't go ahead and copy this. It's just what I put on for the champion showcase at the time. And then we have Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter's build will change because I don't really plan to use him in the arena myself, just because you guys can fairly see I've got a fairly stacked account. So these are stats again. Main two focuses: accuracy, speed. Anything else like HP and resistance, sorry, HP and defense is a bonus, not applicable, but it is a bonus if you can get the better stats as well. And then you can see here accuracy here, HP with accuracy here, with a double pinpoint, which is pretty nice. And then speed with accuracy, accuracy chest, ideally with with a speed accuracy ascended with speed substats. And then again, here we're looking for speed and HP substats along the top and gloves as well. Ideally, defense or HP gloves, but again, that is a bonus, not applicable or really kind of needed. There is a couple of relics you could really put on him to kind of really juice it up a little bit more. So, for example, one dismissive would probably be the best out of the 4 standard legendaries, in my opinion, because it's going to give you a bit more HP and it's going to give you a bit more speed and also protect you against other debuffs as well, especially polymorph, which would be the best way to go. You could also go for something like Elixir of Gold, which would give you a little bit more heal. You could use a Book of Journal because, again, if you're using him for the turn meter roll, or for example like that, to speedrun your team, let's say you're going to go Arbiter into Manhattan and then into that, then you can definitely do that as well. So there's lots of ideas. There is a Hand of Creation as well, which would be super strong. The rare version would be Death Bow because you're going to need the extra accuracy as well, which will help definitely juice your stats up as well. I've got a spare one somewhere of the bow. I thought I had a spare one anyway. So I guess that's about it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I think this is a fairly solid champion showcase, and hopefully this will make you kind of pull Mad Hatter out of the vault. If you're not using him in P versus E, it can definitely be an option for P versus P, especially if you're not the fastest in the arena, and that True Fear, which is not the best of CC abilities, but it has a useful touch for you. You definitely will need that pinpoint now, or you could even go a 6-piece Ferald, which would protect you against the Blessed itself as well. It's only 50% chance, bear in mind. That is it for today's video. As usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.